Hi there and happy Wednesday. It is Wellness Wednesday. I am so excited to have you here for another incredible mini masterclass. Today is all about Ayurveda. We are in the month of Ayurveda, month 2 of our Wellness Wednesday series. And today is all about understanding this important question. What are the 3 Ayurvedic body types? So I see this question a lot. It even ranks really highly for search engine optimization, SEO, and they want to know, what are the 3 Ayurvedic body types? I hear these words, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. I have no idea what they mean, and I need to know more. So you are in the right place, and I'm really excited to share with you. So before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Baptiste, and I am the Executive Wellness Coach and founder of Akaloa Wellness. My company, Akaloa Wellness, inspires, empowers, and equips really incredible women like you with the tools, the techniques, and the mindset shift to be successful in today's chaotic, crazy, stressful, overwhelming environment. I teach you how to thrive and live in harmony. My background is in the ancient science of Ayurveda, yoga, Reiki, but I also come with 10 years of corporate background experience. I understand what it is to be stressed out. I get it. And so what I've learned over my years of being in that environment, plus my health environment, is bringing you an opportunity to thrive in your career, in your relationships, in your health, and most importantly, in yourself. So let's get started because this mini class is getting rolling. So I want to recap just briefly because we are talking about Ayurveda, and some of you may be coming in saying, I have no idea what that is. And hold on, we need to take care of this little whiskey before, because that's live video, right? All right, so now we're good, because that's going to bother me the whole time. So we're talking about Ayurveda, and I'm really excited to go even deeper. So we talked about what it is, and it's 5,000-year-old science, meaning really it means a life science, Ayur meaning life, Veda meaning science or knowledge. So it's 5,000 years of wisdom that we have been living since that moment 5,000 years ago. And so we're going to take it a little bit differently than we did last time. We just talked about generalizations of what it does and why it's important. But today we're going to go a little bit deeper. Now, if you're a highfalutin, kick-ass woman in your career, you're saying, what does Ayurveda have to do with me? And what I want to say is it has everything to do with you. Because if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, if you have migraines, if you have irregular menstrual cycles, infertility, skin rashes, hemorrhoids, anything that's happening in your body or in your mind, Ayurveda is part of that equation. So whether or not you knew that, you have a new friend who's part of your journey. And this journey of Ayurveda will take you as far as you want. It could be as simple as explained to a child. It could be spent on for decades, and it could be your career. It could be your life living. And so today we're just going to talk about where it's coming from, what it's comprised of, and who it relates to. And so I'm going to do a little fast forward because the reality is it relates to all of you here. The question is, how is it relating to you? So we're going to go through it all. You ready? So at any point, let me just share this now. If you have any questions, feel free to dial in, or some of you are dialed in, but you could feel free to ask if you are dialed in. And if you're on Instagram or if you're on some type of media where you're typing them in, go ahead and I can message. So it'll be just that simple. So let's get really started now. So for Ayurveda, there are 5 main elements. And so likely you've heard of these before, but we're just going to refresh here. And so the 5 elements that you've probably heard even as a child is space, air, fire, water, and earth. These 5 elements, they're called the Panchamahabhutas in Sanskrit. And it's like, they are the great elements. They are in every single thing happening in our life around us. Even as I hold my hand up, I'm holding air in outer space. I can, in this old retro cup from 5th grade, I have water in here, right? And so fire is in the light and in the heat that's coming from the room that we're sitting in watching this. And so the idea is that these elements are all around us. But more importantly, is that you are all 5 of these elements. It exists in the space in your mouth to hold your tongue. It exists in the air that fills your lungs with breath. The blood is the fire within you, your stomach, your digestion, the water, the saliva that you're making, menstrual, urine, all of that fluid, and the earth, your bones, your structure. So you are all 5 of these elements. The difference between you and me, and you and your coworker, and you and your partner, and you and your puppy, or whoever, is that these 5 elements are in different permutations. And so you are so different. Even if you have a twin sister, you're different than her. And that's okay, but it's important to know that you are you and you are perfect, and we need to figure out a way to get you back to your perfect health. So sometimes what you're seeing in Cosmopolitan or in any of these super trendy mediums, and I'm not hating on Cosmo because I love Cosmo, but the idea is that not one size fits all. Because what we really learn is one size fits nobody most often. So what I'm sharing here is that once you understand that you're these 5 elements, that you're comprised of this, then you can start to feel good again. So let's take it to the next level. We know 5 elements. We know that we are the 5 elements and that we all have different permutations. That's what we just talked about. But now let's go one step deeper. So as I'm pulling out my notes, I want to share that there are 3 important doshas that we're going to be talking about today. And before I even say, right, what they are, you're going to say, what is a dosha? And a dosha in Western science is a biological humor. And for those who are still like, I have no idea what you're talking about, a dosha is essentially a combination of these elements that are at play. These combination of elements are made to, they're a little mischievous. They're made to bring you out of balance, and they're always moving around. So for example, certain doshas are related to cold weather. On a really cold day, think about it. What happens even in the spring when the cold is turning to hot? I get more congestion. When the summer happens, I might have more diarrhea. When the fall happens, I experience a lot of dryness. So what's happening in this is that if we can understand that these doshas are always throwing us out of balance, then what we have to do is put these little rascals in line, and we have to put them in order. But if we don't, then what happens is we start to have a lot of gas, and then constipation. And then all of a sudden, maybe with my bowels, I'm off. And then all of a sudden, maybe I have like a rupture in my rectum or something like that, right? So I always take it there, but that's where we're going with Ayurveda. So it's real. It's with clients I talk to. It's with individuals I'm speaking with. It's a hot topic. And so even though nobody's talking about it, I'm talking about it. And so I'm letting you know that this is important. So let's go there. So we're talking about the 3 doshas. They're mischievous. They're trying to push us out of balance. So we're going to learn about them so that we can come into balance. One thing I also want to share is that generally, each of us is mostly 1 or 2 of these doshas. So I'm going to explain what they are and how they'll manifest in your body type. Because I said we are all the 5 elements. We are each of the 3 doshas, but you're going to have one that usually is predominant, and then the others that are also there. So we're going to spend the beginning talking about our friend Vata. Just a minute or 2 to really understand and maybe even listen and hear who is Vata, what is Vata, and can I imagine someone that's a Vata type? And then we'll do the same for Pitta and Kapha. And so I just want to take a quick hello, because I know there are a bunch of you on right now, and just say hi to Mary, Jackie, Alex, Cheryl, Erica. I'm really excited to have you all here. So I'm sending my hellos and my love. And if you have any questions, feel free to just punch them in. And we also have some individuals on the line, which is really exciting. So sending my hello. All right. So Vata is comprised of space and air. Now, really quickly, just to clarify, because sometimes people think that they're the same, or how do I differentiate the 2? I want you to think about space as being a Tupperware, and air is what you fill inside the Tupperware. So for example, if I have a Tupperware, I could fill it with nothing. I could close it and it's 100% air. or I could put water in it and cover it, and it's 100% water inside that Tupperware. So space is the distance between me and you. It's just the container that holds. So I hope that clarifies. But I want you to start to think about if you know someone who is like this, because this person is a Vata type. This person has light bones and muscles and a long, straight frame. They could be either really tall, really short, and maybe have irregular features. Maybe one eye's bigger than the other, one ear's bigger than the other, crooked teeth. They generally have really cold, cool skin, cold hands and feet, small, fine features, and this person generally has variable digestion. Some days they have a really strong digestion, other days they can't digest anything. Sometimes they're hungry, sometimes they're not. They eat fast, they move fast, they talk fast, they're light on their feet. So this is a Vata type. Now to take it that next level, think about their personality. Generally, these types are enthusiastic, social, spontaneous, creative, innovative. They like variety, they're adaptable, they like to travel. They learn very quickly, but they forget quickly. They need reminders, right? So these types are your poets, your dancers, your creatives, your artists, your connectors, your writers, your cooks. They're your visionaries. And so I want you to know, or I want to hear, do you know someone who's like this? Are you like this yourself? And if you're not, just wait, because you might be one of the next dosha types. So I'd love to know if you know anyone who resonates with this. Just a quick yes or no. Maybe yes, I know a Vata. Oh my gosh, that person in my life, I know exactly who you're talking about. And so one thing that you want to know about a Vata is that they love encouragement. They like to be told all the time they're doing great. They like, in order to get things done, they need reminders. So if you are friends with a Vata, that's one way that you can enter their world and be a lot more successful. And so let's go into Pitta. This is going to be our second type. And so if you're listening, I want you to start to resonate with what a Pitta type is. Now, Pitta is fire and water. So you have to imagine, right, if you were more space and air, you might be more prone to dryness or flakiness or clumsiness, whereas with Pitta, this person's more fiery and water. But when I think of fire, right, you think of maybe redness on the skin, you think red hair, aggressive attitude maybe, or really competitive, right? And we're talking about the healthy versions today. Of course, each of these can go out of balance. But a Pitta is medium in size and frame. They generally are muscular. So like you can look at their body and just be like, wow, they have nice tone in their body. They have generally warm skin, oily reddish skin and hair, light sensitive eyes, and an intense fiery gaze. This person, it's easy for them to gain weight, but it's also easy for them to lose weight. They have a strong appetite and digestion. This person can continuously keep eating. They're always feeling like, yeah, they're hungry. So that's part of a Pitta. They have strong eyesight. They have good complexion. So that's the body type of a Pitta. Now, in their mindset, they're organized, they're focused, they're disciplined, they're goal-oriented, they're competitive, they're courageous, they're inspiring, they're passionate. They have a really sharp memory and good comprehension. This person speaks in bullet points. They get right to the point. They're not talking in stories. They just say what they have to say, and they know what exactly they want to say. So this is a Pitta type. Now, a Pitta, these are your activists, your leaders, your CEOs, your managers. These are the people that are really empowered and focused in that way. Whereas if you think about Vatas, they're more of your visionary. And there's none that's good or bad. The beauty of this is that we all need each other. We'll all learn to live in harmony if we know that we can balance it. It's if when a Vata person tries to be a Pitta that they start to lose success in what they're doing because they can't keep it all together. So let me know, say yes or no, if you know someone who is a Pitta type, if you know someone who's really fiery, if you know a leader, if you know someone who just fits that role in your life. I would love to know. And so I'm seeing some messages. Yes, I know Vata, scrolling. Let me scroll a little bit more and seeing messages on the other thread. Yes, I am a Vata. So that's awesome. So it's good to know. And now I'm seeing, yep, I know a Pitta. Cool. So it's like we're starting to get to know like these types of these types, right? What are the 3 Ayurvedic types? That is Vata. We went through that. Pitta is your fiery type. And now you have your Kapha. And that is your water and your earth. Those 2 elements comprise of Kapha. Now, when you think of that, water and earth, immediately, maybe not, maybe you'll start to think of the body type. Somebody with more earth on them, more water, what could that mean? It might mean somebody who is a little bit curvier, has big lips and big eyes and big hips and super curvy and beautiful. They usually have really big features like big eyes, strong bones, and physically really strong in their endurance. For this type of person, it could be really easy to gain weight and really challenging to lose weight. This person usually has a steady but sometimes slow digestion and is okay and generally would be fine if they don't overeat. This person, actually a Kapha type, is most likely the healthiest if they can keep their weight intact. And so that's really interesting to know for Kapha, because it's like, wow, then you're really prone to less disease. And that's okay. Our Vatas, we just need to know how to balance it too. And we have our own things, and Pittas as well. We have that as well. But these types, your Kaphas, they walk slow. They have a low booming voice. They talk leisurely. They have a really strong immune system, so they don't get sick very often. Now, in terms of personality, Kaphas are the best. Kaphas are like the teddy bears. They're the most loyal. They are the ones that love routine and structure. They're the ones that are there for you. They're the ones that like to do the same thing, the same restaurant, the same table, the same night a week, the same, right? They love their routine. They're dependable. They're predictable. They're really calm and loyal, and they're true to their word. They're generous, compassionate, and caring. They learn best with repetition. These are your opera singers, your social workers, your nannies, your teachers, your caretakers. So it's really interesting, right? If we start to see Vatas and Pittas and Kaphas, we can understand that we are a balance of all of these within our own body. But what's really important, what we start to learn, is that each of these have an important role in society, in our families, in our friend circles, in our jobs. So it's not that one is better than the other. We need a leader, but we need someone who's going to support the leader. We need somebody who's going to create the vision for the unit, right? And that's why it's so beautiful when you learn about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. It's not that one's better or worse. It's not that we point at one and say, oh my gosh, you're this or that. I start to learn compassion. So today we talked about these 3 Ayurvedic types. Each of these have their own strengths. Each of them have weaknesses if out of balance. And so what's important is that we learn which I am so that I can come back to me. I hope that makes sense. I want you to take a moment, right? Because what's really good after we go into these mini masterclasses is to start to reflect. And my question to each of you is, out of these 3, which do you seem most aligned to? Are you more Vata? Are you more space and air? Do you experience the dryness, the creativity, do you experience the part of you that feels like you're floating around all the time and gallivanting and talking to friends and doing fun things and like running around? Or do you see yourself as the Pitta, that you're really focused, determined, you have a goal and you hit it, that your body type is generally really strong and muscular? Or do you find yourself more the Kapha, the one who just loves to be the supporter, the cheerleader, the one that loves to just love, the one that is really dependable, the one that has steady digestion? So I would love for you to feel into which one of these you are. And so feel free to share on the message board, and you can share with me privately or just share here. And I would love to know. And so now we're coming towards 20 minutes goes so quick. We're coming to the end of our mini masterclass. And I would love to see and take a moment if there are any questions. I know there are some on the phone. I know there are some that are that are on different mediums right now. So I'll just take a moment if you want to share anything. And then otherwise we'll move to our close. All right, perfect. So I want to just reiterate that Ayurveda is in your life. Whether you know it or not, whether you welcome it into your life or not, Ayurveda has a play in your life. So the sooner you can start to live in flow with what is going on with your life and what you're experiencing, the sooner you can thrive. This is a really big part of Akaloa Wellness. This is a big part of what we're doing. So I want to be really clear when I share that if you're experiencing something, if you're dealing with stress, overwhelm, heaviness, that feeling of being stuck, stubborn, too sharp or fiery, too anxious or worried, this is Ayurveda. And so the beauty is that you can start to work through some of these things if you give it that attention. So at any time, feel free to reach out to me, lauren@akaloawellness.com. You can message me here. However you can get to me, however you found me here, you can reach out to me and I will respond. But I would love if you share this, because likely if one of your colleagues, one of your friends, your partner is struggling from any of these types of ailments, it's really important that we can help them in a way that's holistic. And maybe them just learning, oh, I'm a Vata and I'm meant to be a Vata, that can empower them to do what their life's work, to feel, to start to feel better in their body, to take that next step forward. So share this, reach out to me. I am here from you. I'm here for you. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere I could be. I'm there for you. Let's stay connected. Let's have more fun. Next week, we're going to go deeper into Ayurveda, talking about balances and imbalances. And this is where we're going to start to get a little bit more in our physical bodies. So get excited. I am really pumped to be sharing this with you. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your commitment. I will see you for next week's Wellness Wednesday. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye.